turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
Yo,
I'll be capping with that shit too.
Y'all believe Spesh never saw Black Panther, son?
Never. Me neither.
How, bro?
You even, right?
Never?
I thought that shit was about some.
Gotta check that shit out. That shit.
Now this is interesting.
Bro, that shit is on TBS by now.
Right, thanks. How could y'all never see, for one, a black superhero hit over $1 billion in the box office?
Maybe because our niggas was going to the movies to see it, like with the dashikis
And all that shit. That's
Yeah, it was like, I didn't understand why niggas wanted to wear dashikis to the movies. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
There's an African
Juneteenth out this bitch. I thought it was Juneteenth. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Nigga Dutch said, I'm too light-skinned for this shit.
Nah, I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I ain't gonna lie.
That shit's on regular television by now. How you not see it?
Not once.
What y'all doing?
Part 2?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, part 2, I didn't.
I didn't even know it was a part 2. That's
Part 2 is shaky.
Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, though.
Yeah, that hit home. You know what I'm saying? To see that and see the nigga, you know, same way my mom died from cancer, he passed away from cancer, and it's just, that's what fucked me up.
The thing that I admired about Chadwick is he always played a figure that empowered black people. He always played someone that had a role of strength.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Thurgood Marshall.
Right. He played Thurgood Marshall?
Right. Yeah. He
I
played,
didn't know
bro.
that shit.
He played some big roles. How old was he?
Young. He didn't live.
Yeah, mid 40s. Mid 40s.
And they say he knew he was sick and just didn't say nothing.
He was sick when he was doing the Five Bloods.
They say he knew
He was sick during that movie.
Colon cancer.
Was that called 24 Bridges, right?
The 24 Bridges was before the Five Bloods. The Five Bloods, he was sick during that movie. He was sick during, if I'm not mistaken, he was sick during Black Panther. He was definitely sick during the Five Bloods, and he was sick during that last film he had where he was like wild skinny, like back in the 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
He was playing a musician. I can't remember the name of it. But he was like skinny. Yeah, that
It
was.
fucks me up how they can cure AIDS but can't cure cancer. Like, this shit just be like,
There's a cure for
anything.
cancer.
There's a cure for
There's a
everything.
cure.
Plus, there's a bunch of different forms of cancer. There's only one kind of AIDS.
oh, that's, that
But
make- that make
there's
a lot of
multiple
sense.
kinds of cancer,
That make-
different
that make-
places.
That make a lot of sense.
Yeah. But
I thought it was 2 AIDS though. I thought it was HIV and full blown. Like,
no, HIV is
All that shit the same. Full blown, you die quicker.
Right.
Full blown.
So that's 2, right?
no. HIV leads
What
to
the fuck
AIDS.
Magic had? 3? What he had? Stage 3?
Magic had paper.
He had money.
Okay.
Dr. Sebi was alive when that nigga Magic, had that shit.
Oh yeah, but I don't.
Lot of
That's the only
niggas with
nigga I
the
know
show.
gave AIDS back. Well, he did. He gave the AIDS back. Like it was a
We
life sentence.
enter in the danger zone, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. We enter in the danger zone.
What happened?
You start talking about Dr. Sebi, you know, like,
No, I love Dr. Sebi.
I don't
know,
believe
but it
I don't
gets
believe
spooky.
that there's a disease that they don't have a cure for. But the
That's
money,
a fact.
like homie said, the money's in the medicine. Money's not in the cure.
Oh, yeah.
If I fix your problem right off the rip, there's no reason for you to come back and get all these expensive ass drugs, all
That's
this
a fact.
expensive ass treatment.
That
A
makes
hospice,
lot of
people
sense.
pay for a hospice. That's the last couple days when you're on the way out. But that's money. Like I'm generating a lot of money.
Yeah, my
Insurance
mother died
companies
in
are paying
hospice.
crazy.
That's what she died at hospice.
But you see what I'm saying? They got staff, they got lights, they got gas, they got all that stuff they got to pay for in there. They generating bread out of it. Somebody's making money. Somebody's always making money.
which is why I got to give a special shout out to Bodie James. Bodie, and I'm not telling everybody to do this. I'm not saying, yo, this is the way to go. I'm just saying, he broke his spine in 3 places. Also broke his neck. Snuck out the hospital and did rehabilitation in the crib. His logic, besides not wanting to be there, rehabilitation only ran a certain amount of hours.
And he wanted to be 24/7 with that
in
shit.
his crib. He could 5-6 months later, he's back on stage performing.
Yeah, I never even heard the nigga.
Bodie
had a
James, go check it
situation
out.
like
Defined. Let's get started. All right, we back. My expert opinion, the realest show in the
World.
What the fuck was that? Nah, we're gonna do my expert opinion,
wait, tell
the
him,
realest show in the
World. You quiet ass niggas.
We about to go on tour, man. I'm tired of this New York shit. I ain't no dick rider, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna yell world out. Come on, man. Ain't no dick rider.
It's different octaves of the world. That's what it's different octaves. Some niggas got baritones. Some
Meg, what up?
Salute, King. Good to see you.
Got murder.
What's up, my guy?
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Good, man. Rest in peace to my nigga Frank Mayo.
Rest in
Feel
peace.
me? My brother. Yeah, we here.
Yo, Gat, we viral right now.
You viral right now, my nigga. You viral, bro.
Dutch, you back in the building.
Oh man, thanks for having me back,
My
bro. The
man.
official street nigga.
For those of you that don't know, from the first time that he was on the show, his definition of a street nigga is if you never fucked a crackhead before, you're not a real street nigga. That's when I knew I was not a real street nigga.
He's a functional junkie. You gonna throw me up under the jacket, Trevor. He said, "What's the difference between cocaine and hard and smoke hard?"
I feel much better
It's a
about
huge
my
difference.
choices in life.
Consistency. It's a huge difference, bro. It's a huge difference.
I feel so much better about my life choices.
And we got one of the best pens to come out of New York State.
Underrated.
Underrated. That guy. I got a track with him. I'm probably gonna change my verse because of this guy. 38 Specials in the building, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh man, back to work, man.
Back to work,
Back to
man.
work,
How many
man.
albums you dropping a year, bro?
Oh man, I try to do. I aim for at least 4. You know, sometimes I do more. I do that. You know what I'm saying? On a slow year, I put out 2. On a slow year. Last year was a slow year. You know what I'm saying?
How many you at this year?
This about to be the first one of this year. Yeah, this gonna be the first one of this year.
Slacking off, ain't you?
Yeah, man, I had to let the people catch up, man. I was putting out a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? And I had to let them catch up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now they back, they caught up, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
about to smack them in the head a couple times this year, though.
I said slacking off. I was joking. He took that shit serious.
Yeah. Nah, I try to keep something to the people every 90 days or some shit.
Every 90 days.
Yeah, man. You know?
Well, all right, so at the pace that you're going, how many you think you're gonna drop this year?
I'm gonna put out at least 3 this year.
At least 3.
Yeah, I'm looking at probably August, October, and November, December.
Do you count the collaborative albums as your
Of
albums?
course, of course.
All right, cool.
Oh, see, that's different though. It's like, to a certain degree, man, like, when I'm not rapping on the album, I really be forgetting that, that's my work as well and shit, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if that's the case, then, I'm probably gonna put out like 4 or 5 this year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm just talking about with me rapping on it, you know what I mean? Not the producing side, you know what I'm saying?
On the producing side.
Yeah, on the producing side.
You're
you
a
know
beast on that side too.
Yeah, I'm a monster on that. I'm like one of the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fact though, I came up under, like, watching the best and shit. Now I motivate the best. Primo told me one time personally, like, yo, Spesh, you motivate me. You got me working on like 6 albums right now, man. Every time I see your name, I gotta buy it. Primo told me that. I knew I was solidified. I knew I did what I had to do, on the production side. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm a monster on the beats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get busy. Like, I'm a real musician. I ain't just a rapper. I'm a real musician. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a crazy ear, and I really understand, music. You know what I mean? Like, putting music together from scratch.
Right.
Picking up an instrument, really getting busy. You know what I'm saying?
Now that Primo shit, that shit is important.
Right.
Because when you hear like a legend, somebody that's worked with the best of the best, and they giving you kudos, like, that's amazing. Shameless plug. I ran into Just Blaze, and he was like, yo, that music you be playing on your joint, where is it? I was like, oh, that's my bad. I ain't put it. What are you doing? Like, he lectured me on this shit. Shout out to Just Blaze. If you see records going out now, you know whose fault it is. So shout out to Just Blaze.
So he'll listen to Just, but not us.
So he'll listen to Just and not us.
Do you get the same thing?
Yeah.
There are people that's gonna watch this and be like, you talking about Primo? We been telling you, nigga.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, it just mean a lot coming from the OGs, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like your peers telling you some shit, man. You might not, you know, when the OGs tell you the motherfuckers you really admire and shit, man, it's just a little more heavy. You know what I'm saying? Fact though. Shout out to Primo. You know
So
what I mean?
fuck us.
That's what I heard.
Basically.
We be in here like, yo, man, drop that shit, nigga. Drop that. Yo, drop that now. That shit fire.
I be like, they're my friends. They just being nice to me. You know?
That's fucked up. You see how niggas act, son?
I don't like you enough to lie to you, bro.
You know what, Meg? I believe that's the truth. I believe that's the truth.
Ever in life.
Dutch, I heard a verse from you today. It's kind of crazy.
I don't think I'm ever going to stop. I don't think I'm ever going to stop with the music. It's a part of me now. You know, it becomes a part of you after a while. I mean, Spesh has blessed me in a trying time in my life. He blessed me with a great record and gave me a pack of beats to take home and listen to. I never got a chance to really, really publicly thank you, but I appreciate you for just being a genuine nigga and always telling me what's going on currently in music today. You know, coming from, you know, the prehistoric, before the internet days.
Right.
You schooled me on to a lot of ways to drop the music now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Special type nigga tell you, now listen, you take a step back, boom, 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 and this is how you do it.
Okay, we're not gonna do the boom, 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 boom.
Oh no, but I mean, you know, you can't give away the.
We know we're sitting in front of a library of knowledge.
Appreciate that.
How do you drop music?
Man, that's a big question. That shit, like, first off, you know, the first thing, the very, very first fucking thing is this: who you making the music for? That's the first thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of motherfuckers feel like, let me make music for everybody. That's where you have a mistake. I make music for my friends. That's it. Anybody else that fuck with me is extra. I don't make music for everybody. I make music for the niggas that live my lifestyle, that's it. Being I can identify that, it make it more easier for me to know who I'm marketing towards.
Right.
So the first thing is know who you rapping for. Like, a lot of motherfuckers got talent and they all over the place.
Right.
You know, once you know who you rapping for, then you know it's a lot more easier to serve them. You know, that's the first thing. Second thing is get you a good distributor that's gonna give you a shot to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I mean by that, like, I'm not knocking the TuneCores and the distro kids, right? But it's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you want to make sure you get with a distributor that's going to give you a fighting chance and have some visibility. You know what I mean? And it's a few distributors out there that y'all, you know, get y'all some situations with, but that's important. You know what I mean? To make sure that.
Who are the distributors?
Oh man, it's a long list of them, man. You got Orchard, Empire. Orchard, Empire is good. The old E1, which is Monarch now, those is good. Those is three that I've personally dealt with and got good results.
What about Bandcamp?
Bandcamp,
that's not a distributor.
Bandcamp is really not a distributor. Bandcamp is like a site for like fans that support you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like just a community of fans that support you. It's good to have to build that, you know, community and shit, but it's not something that's gonna get you on every DSP.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, those three distributors right there is good companies that I got good results from.
Shout out to Viper. It's another good one. They're really good.
Okay.
But the problem is most of these guys, like he's saying, When he says you have to get a fighting chance, they move like the labels do now.
Right.
Now it's all caught up. It's almost the same thing. If you don't have a certain name, if you don't have a certain cachet, you get pushed to the back burner for the guy who does. So if you, that's why 38 Spesh formula for putting out music, he should not keep to himself, but he should be very careful about where he doles that out, because it's not one size fits all.
Yeah,
A bunch of people watching this are gonna try what he's doing, and when it doesn't work for them, they're gonna blame him. Like, it's your fault. You was bullshitting. You was lying. 38 Spesh is lying. Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, it works for him every time. But the game is not one size fits all, y'all. It's not gonna work like that.
But you know the basic general shit of knowing who you targeting and marketing towards
Major key.
is the major key. That's kind of like fits every situation.
Major key.
You know what I'm saying? Far as how you execute it, you know, it's all different ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? But a good distributor, you know what I'm saying, knowing who you making music for, and then being consistent. That's really what key. So those three things right there, see, and it's one fan at a time. Motherfuckers be trying to get on overnight. You gotta accept the fact that you building one fan at a time, and every time you put out something, you get in a shot to build more fans. And the less shots you take, the less fans you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So I look at this shit like how I used to look at the streets and shit. You got some niggas who all got their own clientele. You might got, you know, a bunch of licks on your phone. He might got a bunch of licks on his phone. I might not have none. So now I'm studying the game to be like, yo, who got licks? See, I ain't really looking at like who got fans, because fans come and go. I'm looking at who making money off this shit independently. Those the guys that I want to network with. Those the guys that I want to do music with. Some of these guys I ain't even heard, but they got licks. I'm doing this shit for money. See, it's two type of different ways to approach this shit. I tell niggas all the time, you could do this shit for a look, or you could do this shit for money. A lot of guys is paying for features and doing shit, not even knowing no way they're gonna make their money back because they doing it for a look.
Right.
I used to be like that too, not knowing I just wanted a look. But then it's like, you know, when you start doing this shit for money, you don't stop caring about the look.
Right.
Start looking at who making the money and aligning yourself with who making the money. They might not be the most popular motherfucker.
Right.
You know, you might take a big bag and go get a big feature with somebody that's popular that's not really gonna support you because you're looking for a
label
look.
ain't even gonna clear it.
Label not gonna clear it possibly, and they possibly not even gonna support it.
Right.
Because you just another nigga that's just spending $1 with them. But it's another nigga who probably don't even want that much money, who making money, who gonna be something a couple years from now that you could align yourself with, who gonna appreciate you breaking bread with them. See, we be skipping past that. We skip past that, try to go straight for the guy that's popping, when it's guys that's surviving. And you gotta work your way out. You can't skip past no steps in this shit.
Who's the guys like that for you?
Everybody in this lane, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all the people I align myself with, like, you know, man, it's a long list. Everybody I produce for, from the Flea Lords to the Graphs, to the Bennies, to everybody that's just moving independently. You know what I'm saying? And it's a community of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, I treat this shit like the streets. It's like everybody got their own list. I see a nigga spot hit and I'm like, oh, let me go over there, see what's going on over there. We need to do something. Let's figure something out because I need some of them licks. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how that shit is. And after a minute of time, you're going to have a phone with all of your licks. And they going to take care of you. But the thing about it is a nigga think he just going to come out there and just get all of these customers. Nah, it's one customer at a time. You got to show a customer that you consistent so they can fuck with you. You build one at a time and you don't need a lot. They think that you need a lot. You don't need a lot. Good certain amount of customers, you're going to live. And that's just that's the routine that I have. So I try to drop every 90 days just to feed my people. Because my people looking for me, you know. I provide a service for them, you know, and I try to make sure that it's a unique service. I stay away from what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying?
When did you realize your name was up in your city?
In my city?
Yeah.
My name been up in my city since forever. But that when I realized
I'm talking about with your music.
with my music, like I've been putting out shit and have my city on Smash for a while, but my city's so small that didn't really mean nothing. That wasn't enough to feed me. I still had to be active in other ways. Having a buzz in your city don't really mean nothing. It's good for the energy. It's good to push you and be like, oh, okay, they fuck with me. Now I can do this somewhere else. But it was never a way I could liquidate it coming from a small city. From a small city. Now, in other cities, it's possible. Where I'm from, it's never been done.
Right.
It's never been done. It's it's easy to get a buzz in a small city, but to make it out of a small city is the challenge. That's the challenge. You know what I'm saying? And not having a small city mind, growing up in a small city with not that much opportunity, your mind be limited to what you could do, your capabilities. You have to go outside of that environment to see what you could really do. And that's a challenge in itself because you got to fund that. You got to fund that. You got to find a way to fund that to get up out of there. You know, and a lot of cats in small cities, that's their main issue. That's what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of cats get buzzers in a city and that's enough. That's suffice them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all they want. You know what I mean? And that's another challenge. Not to let that be enough for you, because it's easy to get that, but that ain't gonna feed you. It's easy to be the man in your city. You know what I mean? That's not really a challenge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless you're content.
And
Unless you're content. If you're
Right.
content,
if you content, then I don't knock it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I look at Paul Wall and those dudes in Texas in general, they live well
Off of their city.
in Texas, but Texas is huge.
It's
You know what
huge.
I'm saying? Houston is
Right.
huge. Like,
And those
cities
is
are
markets I
huge.
call those supporting markets, man.
Yeah.
Markets where you could actually put out music in your market and survive. We really don't got those kind of markets over here. Like New York really not a supporting market. Where
Because
it's
everybody
like
raps.
everybody raps. It's not even valued like that. It's like you rap, oh, I go find a nigga that rap too like this. That. It's not even appreciated like that. And it's not supported. So it makes the fight even 10 times harder to make something happen on some independent shit from this place. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
those of you who actually have talent have that much more that you have to fight through. There's that much more noise, that many more people dropping, that many more people in front of you at a show. You got to fight through more noise to be seen.
That's a fact.
It's a huge problem.
How do you?
But it doesn't happen overnight. So you got to outlast, like you said earlier. Don't happen overnight. So you got to outlast them.
Facts.
I get you.
Facts.
Consistency.
That's how I had to show them I could really rap. They ain't know. I come out, I spit. They like, all right, everybody spit. All right, we're going to see after a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm still spitting. Where everybody at? You know what I'm saying?
Talk to them.
Gone.
Where they at?
Someplace else.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be mad, UPS is hiring. That's how it be. Niggas fall off to the wayside.
As they should.
I mean, I started rapping in a room. Yo,
I agree, though.
No man,
I'm
back
wrong.
on his
Nah, I
bullshit.
agree. They taking up space. You know?
I'm
Nah,
wrong.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just, there's somebody watching. That said, I gotta feed my family. I gotta give this up. That you just stabbed in the throat.
Beck about to go viral.
Listen.
You got to feed your family regardless.
don't-
That's what these motherfuckers
Word.
got to realize and shit.
I
A lot of
don't-
these motherfuckers be waiting till they get on like, yo, I got to feed. That shit is
You're supposed to
retarded.
been doing that.
You supposed to feed your family from the jump. All that other shit is extra. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of niggas be fucked up at. They be like, you know what I realized about this rap shit, man, that I deal with a lot? Rap is supposed to deal with a strong sense of entitlement.
Oh, God.
You're like, what the fuck is wrong with rappers? You think because you nice that somebody owe you something? This is what most motherfuckers think.
That's real shit.
Nah,
That's
this,
real shit.
this is like a common thing. Like, somebody owe you something because you could rap, nigga?
Right.
That shit is real, though. But I deal with that shit. Like, it's so discouraging. It make me not even want to deal with rappers.
Right.
I see a nigga that's nice. I don't even want to fuck with him
Because you feel that
They not-
entitlement is coming.
yo, that's dead serious though. Like that shit is sad, bro. It's like they.
Yo, you alright, man?
Yo, nah, for real though. I think rappers is programmed and got this shit. They think that another man. I think as soon as they feel like they start rapping, in the back of their head they feel like, yo, one day another man gonna save me. They think like one, and you know where that shit come from? I think that shit come from we programmed from like those old movies like 5 Heartbeats and shit. Like, no, real shit. Where you meet this one nigga and he change your life. Or you might meet a white guy and he change your life and shit.
Right.
That's what these niggas think.
Right.
So they start looking at you as you supposed to be the nigga.
The white guy.
The white guy, I met such and such. It's on now.
Yeah.
But they gotta realize, my nigga, and no, this some real shit.
No,
though.
that's real shit.
No, this some real shit. And then this some real shit. And that's what. And then they have a sense of entitlement, and then they have a sense of disappointment, and that shit turn into hate.
Right.
What I realize is that you never gonna find that one nigga that's gonna change your life. You gotta become that nigga. Real shit. Like the nigga that you feel like gonna help you and help this, that, and the third, and have the knowledge to help you and manage your situation. You gotta put yourself in a position to become that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't got what it take to actually do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that shit come with entitlement. They be like, nah, nigga, you do it. And just pull me in when you get there. Just do the work for me. Like, I'm the type of nigga, I get round niggas, bro, rap niggas, I'm gonna tell you everything that's going, this how I did it, this what I'm doing, this, that, and the third. Because I don't want no nigga relying on me. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be to blame for shit.
Right.
I give you all information that's going on, fly high, with any nigga that come around.
Right.
Because I don't want them being like, nah, nigga, this
Spesh gonna do it for me.
I'm not doing nothing for nobody. Let's get this shit understood. I'm not doing nothing for nobody.
This the camera right here.
That's the camera?
That's the camera.
I'm not the nigga that's gonna do nothing for you. I'm not him. I'm gonna give you all the information on how to do it yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm not gonna do anything for you.
I wouldn't even do that if I was you.
It depends on who you are.
Exactly.
You understand?
Right.
It depends on who you are.
Like,
Like,
even hand it out. Like
you know what I'm saying?
Because again, when they try to apply your formula without your worth ethic,
Without your
standards,
Yeah.
without your talent level, it falls flat for them. It's your fault. You lied to
No,
them.
agreed.
I'm only telling you because I'm laughing because this is what I deal with all the time. Senses of entitlement, arrogance, obnoxiousness, hubris.
Oh yeah, you don't.
Don't get me started.
Jackpot on
Yeah,
the next
bro.
favorite topic.
No, real shit.
I've had people ask me, there are people out there who can come and change your life. That's a fact. It's just, there are people out there who can snap your fingers and change everything for you. They hate entitlement. They hate laziness. They hate passive aggressive. They will not fuck with you. They will listen to your attitude, decide you're too much of a headache, and they value their peace over your success. Always. I value my peace over your success. So if you're disrupting my peace, I don't give a fuck about your success. I also give a real fuck about this culture, so I'm not here for casuals. If you just here to be famous, if you just here because you couldn't get girls before you had money, you couldn't get a car before you had money, I'm not helping you. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to help people who want to push the art forward and do better shit with the culture. DJ better, breakdance better, do graffiti better, rap better. Like, I'm here for that. If you just want to be famous, if you just want to get girls and wear clothes, have expensive chains and get on plane, that's great. That's great. I'm not helping you.
Right.
You're in the way.
MECC is turning you down.
Right.
Yeah.
Two
Because
thumbs
there's a
down.
38 Spesh out there. There's a Gap MURDAH out there. There's people out there.
Say my name this time, please. Please say my name.
Well, you're not out there. You're right here.
Right. You just say Gat. Gat sitting right next to you.
Don't hate because he said Gat murder,
Oh, it's
nigga.
cool. I'm just
Gat's an
saying.
air.
I'm not
Right,
hating.
son.
I'm not hating.
Don't do that. If you would have said MATHHOFFA
sit
and
right
not
next to
Gat
me, though.
murder, I'd have been like,
You
all
sit
right,
right
you
next
know
to
what I'm
me.
saying?
I'll read the comments. You sit right next to me. Sit right next to me. They're gonna chew me up for this.
Stop reading the comments.
See how MECC didn't say math? Math need to hang it up. That's exactly what's going on.
Stop reading the comments.
Yo.
Stop reading the. Anyway. Plain and simple.
He's still like,
Because now if I do it, they're gonna be like, he only said it because Math told him to.
oh, get out of here, man. Here you go. Here
You
go.
asking for it.
All right, bet.
But plain and simple, there are people out there who can do that for you. But this is a form. I would rather attach myself to somebody I know is really working and he don't need me.
Right.
Hey, avoid this thing. Go talk to you. Spending money with this dude to direct your video. Go talk to this dude. He gets you better looks. He's same price, but he's got a better network. Go talk to him instead. That's the lineup. That's the help.
Now let's talk streams of income.
Okay.
They're gifted people,
Nice
such as
outfit.
yourself.
Thank you, my brother.
Yep,
It's on the
we about to
website,
talk
too. Y'all
about
go
that.
get
We're
that,
about to
yeah.
talk about that. We're about
Right.
to talk about gifted people such as yourself. I've heard from plenty of other artists. Go talk to Spesh. Go talk to Spesh. Go talk to Spesh. You figured something out that everybody is like, I spoke to Spesh and something changed. You, LaRussell, independently, I see you guys you're doing something different. What are the streams of income?
Oh man, like the streams of income, you know, you got music and shit, which breaks down into digital,
Right.
physical, meaning vinyls, CDs.
How much are the vinyls going for?
Oh man, vinyls go for like anywhere between 30 and 50 to 75 to resold for hundreds, thousands. You know,
Right.
So it's some in you know, being resold for high tickets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they all limited. You know, so like those are three things as far as music. You know, digital, physical, merchandise. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see you winning the trust.
Definitely, you know, this my brand and shit, you know, y'all could go and get this, thetruststation.com, you know what I'm saying? You know, those is like the three things from off of music. And then, you know, you got the other things, you know, the outside money, the features, you know, you know what I'm saying,
He
shows.
ain't trying to tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
He
You
ain't
know,
trying to tell y'all niggas.
it's
what it
multiple
is.
streams and
Yeah,
shit
I
that
know,
that
but
shit break down
You ain't talking
to.
about that JPay money though. I see
You
that.
know,
You ain't bring
all
that
that's
up.
digital. All I go into the digital bag.
All I go into the
All I
digital.
go into the digital bag. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So you got the the physical. That's why you got to put that music out, man. Continuously. I'm telling you,
Right.
that catalog. You know, that catalog, man. That catalog. Listen, I'm gonna break it down to you like this. Once you get to a certain point, and it ain't even gotta be a big point. Every time you drop a project, it's like buying a piece of property. It's like buying a piece of property, but it's digital property. It's gonna pay you every month. It's like buying a piece of property and renting it out for tenants, and you just collecting bread every month. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever done the royalty exchange type thing?
Nah.
Never?
Nah.
I'll break that down for y'all one day.
Nah. Yeah. So, you know, it's about building catalog. That shit, it give you a lot of leverage. You know what I'm saying? And you get that from just building fans. You know what I mean? And like I said, you don't need a lot of fans. You just need people that fuck with you.
I noticed you didn't say tour money.
Yeah, you know, that's that outside money. That's that outside money. I put all of that in the same bag. Features, tours, you know what I'm saying? Walk through, whatever the fuck, from being outside. You know what I'm saying?
Do you find that you get more love overseas than you do over here?
Well, you know, they appreciate the shit. I'm appreciated more. They appreciate that shit a lot more over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it a lot more over there. You know what I mean? Yeah, they just got a love for hip hop. Real love for hip hop.
Real love.
Real love for hip hop over there. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody's not a rapper. Everybody's not a rapper overseas. Your cousin's not a rapper. The homeboy's not a rapper.
That makes sense.
Everybody's not a dancer. Everybody's not a DJ. Everybody's not a graphic. That's why when they have those dance competitions, the full arenas full of people to see a few dancers. Because everybody don't do it. It's not a hustle. It's a real ambition. It's a real drive to go do that. So they value it more because less is more.
It's a commodity.
Well, it's a rarity to bump into somebody who will look you in the face and go, "I'm a musician." Oh, word? As opposed to here, when you tell somebody I'm a rapper, like he said, my man rap, my cousin rap, my uncle rap,
Fact.
my homegirl rap. I write a rap for another girl. I write a rap for this dude. Like, it's not the same.
What was your biggest feature?
Oh shit. Damn. Some unreleased shit that I can't even speak about. But you know, besides that, before that, prior to that, I'd probably say Anthony Hamilton.
okay.
Know what I'm saying? I did a joint with Anthony Hamilton produced by DJ Premier, man. It's on the Son of G Rap album. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, I did an album with Cool G Rap back in 2018 and named it Son of G Rap. Shout out to G Rap.
Shout out to G-Rap.
I had production on there from Alchemist, Pete Rock, Primo, Showbiz. Know what I'm saying? Man, it was crazy,
That's one of my
man.
favorite joints.
Thanks, bro.
I ain't gonna
And
lie,
on
that's one of
there,
my favorite joints.
on there, you know, I got a joint with Anthony Hamilton. And Primo put that together. Primo a real nigga, man. Like, this was like 10 years ago, and he just respected my grind and shit.
Shout out to Primo, man.
Yeah.
Pull up, man.
Yeah.
Except when it's real, except when it's time to come do a damn interview, bro. What are you doing? Come on, man.
Primo is probably, man, the realest, authentic motherfucker I done met and shit. We talking 10 years ago. Like, he'll call whoever. Like, you know how, like, motherfuckers that have people number, and you be like, yo, I need, like, I'm like, yo, I want such and such. You call him? Like, I call him for you right now. Do. Yo, I got this. I need you to like
Bang, bang.
bang bang. Like none of that weird shit. Yo, I need to get in touch with such and such, man. I'm trying to do this. Like when I said I could do for you.
So can't just
Yeah, let me holler at him for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like good nigga, man.
That's
You know what
what's
I
up.
mean? And this is like 10, 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, you gotta highlight Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, definitely. We ran into him at Chop House.
Yeah, the Chop House.
Shout out to Chop
cool
House.
Nigga.
Shout out to Chop House.
How many dudes do we have in this chair who have a Premier story, or just say something dope about Premier? Like,
Too many.
dude,
Yeah.
bro, you gotta like every Premier gotta be one of them.
I like
dudes.
all his records he did with MOP. Like all his shit he did with MOP is crazy.
Well, we ain't gonna start the Premier Appreciation
Word.
show because we'll be here all fucking night.
All day.
Nas alone will have me. Yeah,
Shit.
Nas, Jay.
we ain't nobody said Gangstar yet. Oh, and the shit he do with Royce,
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
that Prime shit he do.
Prime is a whole different monster. All right, now we sitting here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 podcasters in the building. Dutch, you got a podcast now?
Dutch, you podcasting?
That's what you doing?
I've been doing this shit since 2017. I took a brief hiatus and I stepped back in.
Okay.
I mean, it's money in there, but you got to figure out the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out the right way. So yeah, I'm stepping into it. I mean, I got a couple good friends that want to send me the right sponsorships and shit like that to do it the right way. So I'm gonna take a shot at it. I'm not opposed to anything that's gonna get these kids some motherfucking money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as long as it's the right way, I'm gonna push toward that direction. If it works for me, it works. I'm not gonna do it half-assed though. I'm not gonna just turn a camera on and be sitting around somewhere and just be interviewing Felicias and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna do it the right way. So, that's how we gonna do it. Yeah, but my shit is called It Was All a Dream Podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna be some great political aspects going on there, that just on shit that I like to do. More journalism, you know what I'm saying? More Jerry Springer and Maury Povich type shit. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't worrying about no
He said journalism, then he said Jerry Springer.
and Maury Povich.
Yeah, it's all in one. Everything in one. You got to mix it together. You do one dimension, you're never going to be great.
That's a fact.
You
That's
can't
a
just
fact.
have. So I'm saying is a montage of, you know what I'm saying? This, that. Take it and throw it all together and see what works.
So Felicia might still pull up.
Yeah, facts.
Here and there.
He said Jerry Springer.
Here
That
and
was
there.
the invitation.
What
to
I
the
was
Felicia.
saying, what I meant by that was, it's not going to be based upon having a big artist or this or that. It's going to be more so of the questions being asked instead of worrying about, oh, can I get Nas today or can I get this person to come through? Make good content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You make good content. Some people just sit back and say, oh, I'm just going to get Jay-Z to come do my podcast. It's not going to happen like that. It's just
Right.
not going to happen that way. So,
Unless your name's LeBron.
So it's gonna be based in Philly.
yeah.
All right.
All right, so
Wait. Hold on. Since you brought up political, I gotta ask. This week, Kamala Harris, well, Joe Biden stepped down
and nominated Kamala.
or fell down, whichever one happened. I don't know which one it was, but you know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris is now running for president.
Uh-huh.
How do y'all feel about that?
I pray she be all right. You know what I'm saying? I pray she be all right. Shit just happened to Trump. It's getting wicked out here for everybody. They throwing shit at presidents now. This shit's getting different.
No, they've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean,
Reagan got clapped.
But
You know what happened to
it's
yeah,
like,
but the technology is better.
Yeah.
nowadays, it's
The
like,
guns are better.
You know, JFK was, you know what I mean, it was different. You know what I mean? It was from a far ass building, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is walking up doing this shit like Reagan, they walked up one, but it's like now, you don't expect a nigga like Trump to shit like that to happen. And they just start throwing this shit at him at the fucking press conference or whatever the fuck he was at.
what was y'all reaction when y'all saw that?
Duck, nigga. My shit was like, nigga, they throwing that shit. I hear it. You in the crib like this, the fuck is going on? The fuck? He get up talking about
Fist pumping.
That's when I thought it was fake.
Yo, I'll be honest with you. I think that moment single-handedly sealed the election for him.
Right.
It did.
Yeah. Right.
It did.
Right.
He know how to market and promote.
Market and promote.
Yes, he does. He set that shit up.
Yo,
Trump set
clap
that
at
shit
me.
up.
I don't believe it, bro.
Trump
I
set
don't
that
believe
shit
it was
up,
a setup, bro.
That's
I
your
don't
Why that
believe it
nigga
was a
ear
setup.
ain't come off, son?
What?
Come on, son. No, not a graze, not a nothing on the nigga ear.
But it
man.
was
So his ear had to
Y'all
come
niggas
off.
believe anything.
It was
got to believe
too
it.
close to the skimmer for me for that to be an act.
Then
Like,
they come
you-
out
Right.
the
I don't
50
got
Cent
nobody
music.
being able to accurately throw a shot like that and just, you know, it's either going to be in or
How would
yada.
you set something up like that? Like,
Yeah,
yo,
you
listen,
can't
you're gonna
fake
shoot at
a-
me. I'm gonna have these niggas kill you.
You're
All
assuming.
right? These niggas gonna blow your top off.
They gonna
But
blow
I
the
need
top
you to shot. I
off.
need you.
But-
Yeah, you gonna
But
do
you
it.
gonna shoot at me first, so.
You're assuming he was in on it. Your imaginations don't go far enough if you want to start talking conspiracy.
Oh
You're
my
assuming
God.
somebody told him it was even going to happen.
Where do you find a nigga that's just gonna graze your ear though? Like, where do you find a
I
dude
didn't
that's
see
like,
shit on his ear, bro. I
Like,
don't
yo,
see anything.
got 20 million, just graze his ear.
I don't see
Nigga
anything.
Nigga
walking
just-
around with a little ass tampon on his ear. Come on, son.
Yo, come-
I ain't see
yo,
nothing
y'all-
on
He
that
got up
dude.
too fast for me.
Word. And then pumping this fish. Yeah, nigga. Come on, son. Nah,
Believe
son.
that shit if you
Yo,
want
I
to.
don't, I don't believe
If
that
I
shit,
wanted,
bro.
if I wanted to seal the election for him, I would have something like
Come
that
on,
happen. Just for the look, just for the image,
Just for the look, how do you?
just so I can
Please
have all of
please
these people
explain
say
how-
he's so important. They tried to assassinate him. We have to get him into
Yeah,
office.
but a centimeter away, his toupee would have been parted like the Red Sea. You gotta watch
That's what I'm
out for
saying,
that.
like,
But I don't
with-
think he would have.
how do you
do that?
One.
With what kind of shot? With what kind of bullet?
I mean, I don't know
Did you
what
hear
they-
anything about the casing? Did you hear anything about the caliber?
We just seen him get up.
Where's
with
the
shit
scar?
leaking.
Where's the scar?
What
Right.
about the kid that supposed to have shot at him?
He's dead as shit.
That's what they say.
Yeah, exactly. Man, listen.
So y'all just skeptics.
For the amount of things
just
that,
skeptic.
hold on
Nigga.
for a second. For the amount
You-
of things
you
that
just-
you don't believe, for you to just go wholeheartedly into this with no
Yeah, I
questions,
believe all that
wow.
shit.
Let me
crazy.
explain my thinking on it. I'm gonna pay this man.
Keep getting worse.
He's so accurate. He's just going to skim my ear.
American
Nah.
Sniper could have did some shit like that.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
It's like-
one mistake,
you brothers-
one mistake, and you out of
Underestimated a lot of
millions.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you out of millions. Like, I pay you, you're out of millions. Like, a inch to the left, and he's out of here. How do you work that out? How do you work
Bro,
out the?
you just,
Bruh, that's
you,
crazy.
You don't.
That's crazy.
I wish I could. I
Man,
wish there was
believe
a
in
way-
wrestling. You believe in wrestling?
No, y'all believe in wrestling.
No, not me.
No, I
son.
don't.
Everything ain't wrestling though. Everything ain't
don't.
wrestling.
You seen Hulk Hogan go up there and make a speech?
I think the best way to put it is I've seen enough smoke and mirrors just in the music business where I don't put anything past.
Yeah, I don't put
anybody.
nothing.
I seen some smoke. I ain't seen no mirrors.
What was the fake attempted murder in the music
No,
business?
there's no attempted murders. There'll be a stage fight. There'll be a stage. There'll be a staged. He
different.
got dropped. No, it's not.
It's
all.
different.
It's all levels.
Propaganda.
It's all levels. It's all propaganda. It's just what I
Shoot
can
a
make
little
you
piece
believe.
of my ear off.
There's nothing missing on his ear.
This nigga walking around with a baby tampon on his ear.
There's
son.
nothing
Come on,
missing
yo,
on his
Gak,
ear.
come on,
There's
man.
nothing missing on his ear.
Nothing, son. You don't
really
see a
believe
rash,
that?
nothing.
Say it again?
You believe that? Like that they just was playing?
No, I don't think anybody's playing. I think
No, he said
if
playing.
you're the guy who I want everybody to look at in a certain light, I'll set something up. You'll never know about it. And all I have to do is find the right person.
Who sets that up?
The person who wants him in office. The person who's behind the... You ever heard the expression, true power lies behind the throne?
I've heard that
Okay,
expression.
Yeah, but I
who?
never heard of nobody taking a
If,
check
if
to
you
die.
knew who he was, he wouldn't be behind the fucking throne.
But the nigga that
so
shot at
basically,
him didn't
you don't
take
know
a check
who it
to
is.
die. I don't
Said-
believe that. I don't
Wait,
believe that.
you're-
The
you're
nigga that
assu-
shot at him said,
You're
all right, pay me
You're
to smoke me.
assuming he's dead. Did you see the body?
See, I'm tired of this AIDS shit. Get me out of here.
Did
Give
you
me
see
like,
the body?
Give me 10 million.
Did you even hear about
And I'm a tip.
Did you even
And I'm
hear
a
about
tip,
the person that supposedly
Come on,
had
bro.
died there? It was a person that supposedly had died there.
Yeah,
too.
Trump supporter.
Did you hear about that? About that body?
Okay,
About that
okay,
thing?
wait.
Let's not.
Hold on,
let's not-
wait, stop. I got it.
the funeral?
I got it. I got it.
You was looking for the funeral.
I was looking for him like, where
Did you?
Let me get Google ready.
Who here watches? Who here watched the Boondocks?
I watched it.
Okay. In the last season, there was a whole episode where Onceler had this whole building, and there was a security guard sitting in the building, and the whole plan was to blow up the building, blame it on terrorists, make a hero out of the security guard.
Hitler
The
did
security guard was sitting there. He knew nothing. Thank you. The security guard didn't know anything about what was happening. He was just going to work another day.
Right.
He was going to die in the basement of that. In the basement of a warehouse, there were books, documentaries, all written up on making this security guard look like a hero, and he's a martyr, and he died for the cause. He was the first victim in the terrorist attack, and now we get to ramp up whatever we want to do to the terrorists in the name of security. It's not that complicated, and it happens all the time. There are a lot of people who will tell you that's why they dropped the towers, because you can either have security or safety, but for one you have to sacrifice the other, right? You can't be safe in your own effects if I tell you in order to keep you safe I need to violate your rights.
All right, yeah, okay. So the powers that be, they have to get us on the side of whatever they want to do. So there are influencers, there's lobbyists that go out and they try to convince people to be on his side. Some of these occasions that he's talking about, I do believe was people trying to get us on the side of war. But this particular situation,
This
I
one,
don't believe
You
it.
watched the video of it, right?
Say it again.
Trump is good at a lot of shit. When that shit start,
Did you see
That nigga.
what the fuck? He said,
how do you
that
fake
nigga
that?
said, what the
first-
you can't fake that
the
one
first
right
thing
there.
I-
He
the
lost
first
his
thing I
fucking
said-
life jumped out
Bro,
his body.
the first thing I said
He said,
was
what the fuck
he's
is
not
going
in
on?
on
He
it.
said, whoa.
The
What
first
the- oh,
thing-
so you think he fell and just sliced his head with a razor blade and came back up like
I
this?
don't think he was in on it. I don't think he was in on it. I think if it's a setup,
He said, I don't think he was in on
if it's
it.
the kind of setup that
Who was in on it?
You're not listening. If it's the kind of setup that I said it is, he's not in on it. Somebody else planned it in order to make it look like that, and his reaction was natural.
All right, so my thing
That's
is,
what I've been
No, I'm
saying.
hearing what
My
you're saying.
thing
It's
is-
just not. It's not
I hear what you-
sticking with me because it's like I believe in these things, right?
Smoke this weed?
So the conspiracy theories and all these things, I understand where they come from, how it happens. But you saw it like I saw it, and I get what you're saying. It's an outside to it, so we probably will never know what happened. But I'm gonna tell you this: I do believe what you said, where Trump wasn't in on it shit. I believe that he didn't know what was going to happen. So whoever the fuck running this campaign is crazy as a motherfucker. Don't set me up for failure like that. You feel what I'm saying? That
Right.
shit start whizzing Bob too. He said,
don't
well, this is what part of what
don't
the fuck
set
we
me up to
supposed
go
be doing.
platinum by a
Yeah,
nigga
like, what
attempted
the
murder on me. Like,
that-
but here's the reason why I don't believe it. Because it would be so easy for the actual president of the United States to say, this shit was fake.
Yeah,
It's fake.
yeah.
He didn't say that.
Why would
Joe Biden has all the resources in the world, CIA, whatever. He could investigate the shit and be like, man, they playing. They playing. But that's not what he said.
You got a good point there, pimp.
Yeah.
Not really.
He said, "Yeah, I'm getting the fuck
Why
out of
would he
here."
say, yo, that's
These niggas
He said, no, I know this is
Why would a
over.
nigga say, yo,
I know this is over.
Rocky
He said, fuck this. He said, fuck this. We ain't got another 4 years of this shit. They're going to start shooting at us.
Especially if it was only staged between like 2 or 3 years, assuming it's a network that something you can go investigate. It's not
But
that
again, the president of the United States, who knows all the secrets. You see these niggas go in, they first year, they be looking young. By the fourth, these niggas is like gray, you know what I mean? They out of shape. It's not looking good for them. You got all the resources in the world. To win the election, all you have to do is prove that shit was fake.
Yeah.
And it don't happen? Nah, bro.
Oh man,
I don't
you
believe
still
it.
got a whole legion of people who believe that he actually won the election fair and square. You can make them people believe anything. They want to believe so bad. Like you're underestimating his audience.
Well, Meg, put us on.
Say it again.
Put us on. Who's doing all this shit?
Who's doing all what shit?
Who's doing all this shit?
Well, there's the Heritage Foundation, but you can go look that shit
I
up.
know about that. But it's not, but it's all right.
I don't even want to know.
Yo, Donald Trump told the whole world, I could blow somebody's head off on him in the middle of 5th Avenue and still get the votes. He told you what it was. And somehow, all the bullshit he does, everybody still just goes right along with it.
First of all the bullshit that he says, you're going to believe that one.
Yeah.
Bro, have you seen those interviews that they have with the people in the streets, like Trump supporters in the streets? They walk up and ask them, do you care that he lied about this thing? They look you dead in the face on camera and say, no, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care that he lied.
I do say this, fuck the personalities. Fuck all the personalities. Fuck what you like Kamala, she got a big booty, whatever. Fuck all that shit. Look up the policies. Take your time to go to their websites and look up the plan that they have for the next 4 years and base your vote on that.
And look at their background. Look at their
Personalities are flawed. I can meet somebody, not really like them, but they could have the key to fucking save the world. I don't know. Look up the actual plan and base your vote on that.
And look at what they've done. Go check their track record.
Yeah.
It's all right there for you. You can look at what Trump has done over his term. You can look at what Biden's done over his term.
Uh-huh.
You can look at what Kamala did when she was a senator. It's all there in black and white. If you just look, it's all right there.
Listen, man.
None of it's fault.
On the Biden's watch, YouTube got fucked up, so I don't know, bro.
5 minute break.
I don't know, bro.
5 minute
YouTube
break.
got fucked up. The rates and everything in the country. This nigga giving billions out. He bringing the dollar down. Like, my nigga, I got a problem with that. I'm all for lock the doors. Let's fix the house. Let's fix the house. There's millions of homeless people. We keep inviting people in. Lock the doors and fix the house. I'm with that.
I wasn't voting for the nigga anyway. He keep falling the fuck out. I don't want nobody running the country that keep falling the fuck out. Like, that shit's crazy. I'm just being honest with you. The nigga, he go to no place just fat. I don't want nobody helping my fucking kids out like that.
Right.
Like, you keep passing the fuck out. What's wrong with you? Sit his old ass down somewhere. I'm good. Fuck it. We love you, Crazy Joe, and all that. Joe Byron, we was with you in the beginning and all that, but no, man, that nigga keep passing the fuck out.
I'd rather that than the alternative.
What's the alternative?
What is the alternative?
34-time convicted felon, rapist, and every fucking.
What happened here? Wait, forget about it. What happened here? Where we going?
Yo, it's a possibility this nigga might be the next president. Don't get a shot. Whoa.
Rapist. You can't say the word. You can't say the word.
Whoa. We get the whoa.
You didn't hear about any of that place?
No.
Whoa. Stop.
Homie.
Stop with that.
Okay.
Stop. Whoa.
Simple. Off the top. You know why I don't fuck with Trump? Because racists love him. That's kind of enough for me.
You can't blame.
Racist love. You think?
Leave it alone.
Bruh.
White
Racist-
supremacists, Nazis, they all
Racists
come
love
out for
Brad
him.
Pitt, my nigga. Like, we can't
Brad
we
Pitt's
can't
not
look at
running
Brad
for
Pitt and be
president.
like,
Where did you
"Yo,
get
fuck
that
with him
from?"
'cause you
Brad
playing
Pitt's
number
not
six
running
in his
for
hand."
president. He's not running for president.
I'm just
my
saying,
dude.
bro. You can't judge shit off of that.
I'm not saying he's a racist. Yo, if you got something in common with people who hate me,
But if that's the case,
That's way too simple.
So can I ask you this? Bro, can I
there's
ask you this?
never been a time in modern history where the KKK Nazis are all on the same team backing one dude. They're hearing something that he's not telling you. They all got something in common and you not listening. I mean, rock out.
The nation has been divided, bro.
And
it didn't just start with Trump.
I never said that.
It did not just start.
I never said that. But
Trump just shed light on what's been going
no,
on.
he's their hero, my nigga. They
No,
come
he's not
out,
the hero.
the Confederate dudes are waving Confederate flags at his rallies.
They ran in the White House.
So can I ask you this?
I looked at those
Bro.
policies. How about the one where after you get out of jail, you get your record expunged, and she instituted programs in the prison to get them education.
The fact that she's tricking nonviolent criminal
Weed offenses.
to trick them to pleading guilty to a felony.
Weed offenses, right?
And
45 of them went. 45 of them went to jail.
Hold on.
Bro. 45 of them.
Now weed is legal now. Oh, but what about the people that you just gave 20 years to?
She had hold. This is where we start getting it fucked up. First of all, under 2,000 people went to jail on weed on her watch. Again, the numbers are right there. 1,000
people went and
let me finish it. Let me finish. She did do that.
That's still a lot of people.
She did.
How you minimize that? How you minimize it?
What make that?
2,000.
Only under.
And say, and trick somebody to say, okay, you plead guilty to this felony, but when you come out of jail, we're gonna put you on this program called Back on Track, and we're gonna get your life together. Your life is already ruined by pleading guilty to the felony.
And you get your record expunged. How you leave that part out?
It is to get your record
I do
Yes.
know how hard
That
it
shit
is.
is hard.
I do know how hard
Talk
it is.
that
I do
shit,
know how
bro.
hard it is.
Facts.
You can't just
Talk
say,
that
I
shit.
know
how hard it is.
Talk
and
that
it's gonna be
shit.
expunged tomorrow.
But
No,
somehow, some way, you think it's gonna be better under Trump. The nigga who already don't like you. You think it's gonna be better under him.
Bro, I would rather have a nigga that don't like me tell me he don't like me than me wondering.
How the fuck is that better? Where do y'all niggas get that shit from? I'd rather have a nigga tell me to my face he's gonna shoot me. Yo, and then shoot you? How the fuck is that
What you mean
a
it didn't
theory you
shoot you?
niggas are going with?
Where's the then shoot you part?
Then shoot you part. Where's the then
He
shoot
said
you
that.
part?
He said that.
No, I'm saying.
I'm repeating him. I'm repeating him.
But where's the then shoot you part?
Bro, when the Confederates, no, I'm talking about what he said a second ago. When the Confederates pull up to your rally, when the niggas who are mad that they lost the slaves pull up to his rally, put money in his pocket to support him. When the Nazis pull up to his rally to support him.
You think
when
they
the
don't-
Klan
you think-
pulls up to, let me finish.
Hold on. Let him.
Show
You think he
me.
the-
Show me. I'm all ears, I'm all eyes. Show me. They pull up to his shit waving the flag and y'all niggas ignore that shit. These niggas hate you, bro. They hate you. When they get in office, they gonna make sure you never come out. They'll make
They're
sure
not
you
doing it in
never
New
come
York.
out. They'll make
They're
sure
not
you
doing it in
never
New
come
York.
out. Bro, I hear what you're telling me they're gonna do. I'm watching what's already happening. Get David Duke in office and let me see how happy you are.
So you rather
Let's
go to
see
war?
how he treats
So
you.
you rather go to
No,
war?
I'd rather vote for Kamala.
But you rather go to war?
I'd rather vote for Kamala.
And you don't think that
I'd rather vote for
who's more
Kamala.
likely to go to war?
I'd rather vote for Kamala.
Who's more likely to go to war?
I'd rather vote for Kamala.
Who's more likely to go to war?
War where?
Oh shit.
Middle East, Russia, North Korea, any place that
Any of the Asians we
that Democrats have bad relations. Any place that they don't like the
Any
fucking
fucking
Democrats.
Asian,
I'm just saying.
any Asians we're fucking
Yeah,
dead. Did you see
exactly.
the babies
So
on,
you rather go to war?
Instagram doing this
See,
shit?
Mac.
Who am I answering? Tell me who I'm answering.
Mac.
Tell me who I'm answering.
You don't have sons.
Hold on.
Tell me who I'm answering.
You don't have sons
That's a fact.
that are going to be dragged into some
That's
shit
a fact.
that has
That's
nothing
a
to
fact.
do with
That's
us.
a fact.
You don't have
That's
those.
a fact. That's a fact.
So if I can keep my son safe by saying, I put him in office because they homies. I'm good with that.
You think you're gonna be safe with him in office?
Yes. Yes.
Scary.
I don't think Democrats are any safer.
Nobody read that.
I don't
Nobody
think
cares
Democrats
about
are any
that.
safer.
Nobody cares about that.
I don't think,
Nobody cares about that. I'm 900 pages. Nobody read that about that.
Project 25.
Say it again.
That is a group of people that's making an outline and making suggestions of what the president should do.
No, that's
Not
bullshit.
What the president has said.
His
Yo, I'm
VP,
committed to
his
Project
VP
25.
is down.
But Kamala Harris is telling you, I'm going to take him.
His VP is down, number one. Number two, Heritage Foundation is behind that shit, and he backed them with a speech. But you don't hear that part.
Where?
You don't. Go look at the speech.
Where?
Go look at the speech where he says, we have to depend on the heritage of this country. That's why we need to listen to the Heritage Foundation. He's telling you what it is.
Where?
But y'all moonwalk past that shit.
Show me that.
As if his homeboy didn't come on. Didn't come on. Wait, stop.
We're going to
His
take a
homeboy
5-minute
didn't come
break
on
because I
stage.
got to Google this shit. I got to Google all the shit
Look
that
it
Meck
up.
is talking about.
Go for
I
it.
got to Google it.
His
5-minute
homeboy.
break.
I think there's power behind every throne.
We recording?
I don't believe that anybody is exempt from that saying.
Okay.
But I also watch the tax breaks he hands out to billionaires constantly, and I think he's doing them their favors.
Nigga, do you want to be a billionaire one day? What the fuck is this? God damn. God damn.
Not if it
really not getting it.
Not if it costs me my soul.
It's not going to cost you your soul. Meck,
Okay.
For the record, it's not going to cost you your soul. Okay? You're not selling your soul. I don't think
You asked me the question, I answered it.
you did. But I don't think you're just selling your soul.
Okay,
So,
well,
that's
I didn't know you were the person handing out contracts to be billionaires, bro. We late on this. You should have handed that over a couple years ago. I've been sitting in this chair for how long?
Nigga,
What you waiting for?
What you think we doing here? Man? We're trying to figure it out.
Fucking around so far. That's what I think we doing. If that's the goal, bro, you fucking this up completely.
God damn.
We should, like,
yo, that
come on,
nigga Meck's about to go viral. You heard? Nigga about to go viral.
Fuck is we doing in here?
Listen, every time I come,
I didn't know you had I didn't know you was handing out those contracts. What the fuck is going on?
All right, so we taking entitlement over rights.
You didn't read the last one.
Look, entitlement over rights.
Shit, I motherfucking did. Ain't seen no Billies in that bitch.
Yo, this nigga slow, bro.
Bro.
For everybody who's watching, I'm just bullshitting. I don't
We
know
having
nothing.
fun.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me nothing. What do I know? I just like yelling. I don't know shit.
For the
Oh, you
record.
got some great points, though, bro. I'm not going to say you don't have great points.
I don't know
Yeah.
shit. I don't know shit.
But this is why I tell people to look up the policies.
Facts.
I don't have to like you.
Right.
But
Facts.
I have to think that you're capable of running this country.
Right.
You don't have to know all the Rockin' verses, the Nas verses, classic, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and Kendrick, Drake. You don't have to know all that. But I have to believe that you could run this country.
Right.
And with the options that we got now, one person I believe in, one person I don't.
We gotta take these felonies out these motherfucking applications at these jobs now. You heard? That's a fact. He's going to sign, get these jobs, and they asking you your background. If you ever been locked up, take those out.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, if you can take
You can
away.
run the country with felonies.
34 them motherfuckers.
Nah, you gotta take that out. Pause.
If you can change your gender and not disclose your gender on the application now, you should be able to not have to disclose your criminal background.
Right.
True
You
story.
know what I'm saying? If I can go into fill out a job
But how does
application,
that work for pedophiles?
I mean,
There are exceptions to every rule.
yeah.
Okay.
There are
Pedophiles,
exceptions to
I mean,
every
Okay,
they-
so there's
they
an
need to be
exception to
thrown
the
under
rule that
jail.
you're proposing.
Thrown in
If you're, I
Basically.
think everything, just piggybacking on what Fee said, everything within reason. I think depending on the crime you committed, you know, if you're applying to a daycare and you have a background in pedophilia, we might need to know that.
Okay, so do you feel like, all right, let's say a position in the bank.
Okay.
You feel like Champ's record should be just come work in this bank, my nigga. Come work in this bank. There ain't nothing gonna happen. We don't need to know. We don't need to know your background.
Neck don't want no parts in none of that. Bro.
I'm just saying.
Leave my
I'm
man
just
back out of
saying.
all of this shit, bro.
How we declaring this? How we declaring this?
Oh man.
I'm just saying. As a bank manager, would you be comfortable knowing a nigga coming up to you every day like big homie, big homie, big homie? And you just like, everything's fine in this bank. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Like going to the
Ain't
bathroom.
nothing going to happen.
Count the beans. Make sure all the beans.
It was just right there. It was just right there. I saw it there.
It was just
Yo.
it's nasty work.
Yo, I'm gonna help y'all look for this 50,000.
I gotta go to the bathroom first.
No.
So to a certain extent, you know, there are exceptions to the rule, correct? I think that if you have a misdemeanor, if you have misdemeanors, then maybe that makes sense.
If you have a history of assault, then maybe.
Oh, now he's trying to take shots at me. You see how he turned it around?
I didn't even think of that. That is a hit dog hollering for real, for real. That is a
If
hit
you have a
dog.
history of assault.
Get him the fuck out. Okay, let's do it now. If you have a history of dealing drugs.
Yo, this
Still,
nigga
man,
is
still
responsible.
If you were a stick-up, shit.
This is not funny. It's really not funny. It's really not funny.
Yo, niggas is awful, man.
But are we ever going to get to a point where a corporation feels like your background is not a legitimate reason to not hire you?
I think there should be points of reform.
But as a corporation, do I need to accept those points? People have come up with that before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't anti, but I'm always trying to play. The only reason why I play the other side, like talk from the other side, is to try and find the holes so we can. You think what I mean?
Right.
Try and find the chinks in the armor.
I get it.
You flesh it out. I'm not on that
so-
team. However, there's certain crimes that I believe there's certain crimes that are committed out of desperation. Right. I believe that a man stealing food because he's starving or his family's starving. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. In other words, if he was fed or if he had a job that fed, he wouldn't steal anything. Right. Most drug dealers I know, most of them, not all of them, most drug dealers I know dealt drugs because the options were looking really thin to do something else.
Right.
You think what I mean? Somebody needed this, mine needed that, somebody lost their job, I'm going to the block. You know what I mean? I know one dude who was a stick-up kid because he lost his job and he had 2 children at home with his wife.
Oh, you talking about me again? That's great.
I don't give people passes when they choose. Everybody has a choice, so I'm not going to give you a pass if you choose to go back and do the same thing that got you in trouble.
No, I'm not on that kind of time.
You know what
I'm talking about the first time. I'm talking about you got popped the first time. I'm not talking about going
because I was in that situation.
I'm not. This is why I'm talking to you. Because you know.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I just want to make this point clear. I believe records need to be expunged.
Absolutely.
I believe they should come to a point where you can't keep holding what I did
over me.
Way back here, when I was a different person at a different point in my life with a different set of skills and a different attitude and a different mentality, you can't keep holding that against me. You can't keep me the same person that I was.
But it's kind of tough though.
It's always tough. It's no. It's never easy.
It's never easy.
And the people who have to make these decisions, I don't envy you.
Right.
Because who knows? You dig?
Because on one hand, you're telling people that if you committed a crime, then there should be lenience. But if that lenience interferes with the people who didn't commit a crime being able to feed their families, it's a problem.
Say that again.
All right. So let's say there's some sort of a affirmative action for reform, right? People who been through the jail system for felonies or whatever. And we make it mandatory that you are able to give these people a job. How are we with if there are not enough jobs, let's say if we're in the case that there's not enough jobs, now you're taking jobs away from, you know, citizens who did not break the law. You get what I'm saying?
But corporations, businesses, by and large, have never really cared about that so long as you did the job the best. That's always been the goal of picking out a candidate. It's always the guy who did the best job.
But if you leave it up to corporations, they'll keep creating ways that there can be more felons.
That's probably going to happen anyway, because somebody always builds a better mousetrap. Somebody always finds a way around the system. But you still have to make the effort in order to make it right with people who are reformed.
But this is why I say, when I read the policies and I look and see what people are going to do, when I look at track records, I know that, and some of y'all might not agree with this or whatever, like let's just take the name out of it. Let's say Party A wants to focus on fixing our country and wants to stop giving handouts to other countries that's lowering our dollar and having us going to the supermarket now and having to spend $400 for a week. When minimum wage it's not going higher, but the cost of everything is going up. The inflation, because of the billions of dollars that's being handed out to countries.
That's not why inflation.
No, but it's part of it.
No, it's not.
It is part of it.
Not if these
part
companies
of it.
aren't even paying taxes.
The more that we dive into debt, MECC, it affects the dollar.
Bro, if these people were pumping up the price and keeping your wages,
they're not pumping up the price
and keeping your wages super low that whole time, that's why your shit costs so
okay,
much.
if you have the manufacture money and you have to say, okay, all right, this amount of money right now. Now let's manufacture more money so we can give money to people, or let's give them things, our resources. Now we're lower in resources and the dollar is being stretched. That's how it works. That's how it works. So if Party A is saying, yo, let's cut that down. Let's cut that down and fix what's going on in here so that I don't have to walk the streets and worry about homie around the corner that can't feed his family running up on me, or my aunt falling into dire straits and now she's homeless. Let's fix in here. Let's shut the door, clean the crib. I'm not mad at that. Because if you look at the countries that's in power, they take that course. They take that course. At some point, they say, we got to close this, we got to fix this, and then we could start working with people. All right, you ever heard the saying, you can't help people if you're in a position where you need help?
Yeah. Put on your oxygen mask first before you help somebody else.
This country needs help. It needs help. And it doesn't need to be involved in everybody else's business right now. This country needs help.
Especially when you're telling me it's about to be a food shortage and I go to the store and I see my meat is coming from Indonesia. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, bro.
Pause. But nah, seriously, I see
they're predicting that you're gonna do that
snakes.
now.
I buy ground beef, or I buy a steak, or I buy lamb, and it says it's imported from Indonesia. The shit was spoiled when it got here. You just froze it and gave it to me with preservatives in it.
Right.
Vegetables. Who wants to eat canned vegetables?
Which is making us sicker.
That's
Where'd you get it? Where you food shopping at?
I go to ShopRite. I go to Acme.
What neighborhoods?
I live in South Jersey.
Okay.
So I'm in Willingboro area, Burlington area. I'm 10 minutes from Camden. Like it's foul. And you take away all the grocery stores out of our area and you give us
food deserts.
Fucking Aldi's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, food deserts.
Where the shit is spoiled when you buy it and you look at the date on it, it was from 3 months ago.
All your produce, nothing has seeds.
Yeah, food deserts.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, to me, it's just saying we need to learn how to make it on our own.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to be, you know.
But they stop us and they burn the farms. They burn farms down. They burn the crops. You know what I'm saying?
People I know got backyards full of produce, man. We gotta start learning how to
grow your own shit.
Take care of ourselves, bro.
Look, man, we've gotten to the point where we've let certain companies get out of hand. Like you are wielding way too much power, and your bottom line is not reflective to how much you give a fuck about this country anymore. Something has to change. We have to fix our interior before we start reaching out to people. Here, let's help these people. Let's help these people. Let's help these people.
Or you do both of them at the same time. It's not.
But it's not happening.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. It's not happening.
My
man.
point.
Under the watch that we are under right now,
brother,
it's not happening.
Brother, under the watch we were on before, all these billionaires and millionaires were living. They're on their highest on the horse they've ever been. These same people who you're talking about, who run the farms, who run the corporations, who do X, Y, and Z, tax breaks for them.
I have no problems with that. You want to know why? If I'm a billionaire, and I got a $1 billion company, and I get tax breaks, I'll keep the work here.
That's not what happens.
But this is what I'm saying.
But that's not what happens.
But the encouragement, but that is the point of it.
But it doesn't happen. That you're talking about Reaganomics, trickle down economics. That's never worked. Because one thing that shit has taught us is that greed knows no limits. They don't kick back, they keep. They don't kick back, bro. They don't provide, they don't kick raises. They don't do that. We're in the music business. We're in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna say no names because I don't want no smoke. Okay?
I don't want no smoke neither.
I don't want no smoke.
I don't want no smoke.
Even though this is in the paper and everybody can go look it up.
Man? No.
Leave.
Even though
Come over here.
even though anybody can go and look this up. Major music hub slashed 40% of their workforce. Left, right, and center people getting fired, right?
Right.
Now, where did those savings go? You just eliminated all these jobs. And this same company had reported a profit of $11 billion the previous year, right? So they made money hand over fist.
Right.
And then they turned around and cut a gang of jobs.
Right.
Now, did the artist royalties increase? No. Did the employees' benefits and salaries increase? No. So where did all this extra money go that you just eliminated? Somewhere in the neighborhood of a few $1 million worth of salaries just gone. Where'd the money go?
Hopefully to pay for lawsuits.
The money didn't kick. No. These people, no.
Hopefully to pay for lawsuits.
No, it didn't. These people are just fired and they're gone. And now somebody is doing 2 and 3 jobs. And where'd that extra money go? That's what I keep asking. You know where it went? To the people at the top. So the bonuses are bigger. So the golden parachutes are bigger. The retirements are bigger. The money doesn't come back to us. They find ways to eliminate the cost, which is us, the people on the ground floor who are actually doing the work, to increase their own. And as long as there's nothing stopping them from doing it, if I don't have to pay taxes, my fair share, infrastructure, the money that's supposed to go into daycare, Social Security, et cetera, all these other things that are supposed to be paid off in it. I'm keeping my money and I'm hoarding my money and I'm eliminating jobs to make more money because there's no regulation. They're not stopping me. There's no taxes. They're not stopping me. The money never comes back. Now, if you speak as a billionaire with a conscience. The first thing you thought was if I made all this money, I get to find a way to kick. But nobody's thinking like that. And in our business alone, the business we're in right now, it just happened right in front of us. The people that I know that got fired from those spots and the people that I know that still work there, I asked yo, did you get a raise? Like, where'd the extra money? Y'all profited. Y'all wasn't that's a move you make when you're in the red, when you're fucked up. Like, the company's going down, we're fucking up. Now, I understand a bunch of sales dropped, but y'all made $11 billion. Where'd that extra bread go? What did you do? What did I miss? They don't kick the money back is my point. And that's happening. Right. If that's happening on a nationwide scale where I can take these jobs, we lost Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson ain't in the country no more. Your man, President A, said he was going to keep that here. It's gone.
But
nobody
it left during the time of what?
It was on his watch when he said he was going to keep it here. And it's gone. My whole point is, whenever these cats start, hold on. Whenever these cats, I'm not saying that to point that out on him specifically.
Okay.
I'm saying when this shit goes down, when you have somebody who's moving the same way that these other corporations are, it behooves him to look out for them. And when he looks out for them, they're not looking back out for us. Greed is limitless.
And I agree with you.
Pass me a water.
But we have to look out for us.
Well, that's
the,
who we
that's
vote
the
for.
difference. We have to look at it. It's in every other race's. It's in their best interest. They look out for each other.
Dr.
Now-
Claude Anderson, Group Economics. If you know him, look him up. Dr. Claude Anderson. He's the one who talked about the fact that our dollar only lasts hours in our community. Meanwhile, those same dollars bounce back and forth for years in other communities compared to us. And when I say us, I mean, I'm talking about black people. We don't keep our money in our community. Dr. Claude Anderson, look him up. I'm not going to tell you anything else. Group economics is what Math is talking about right now.
And some people say that was the issue with and you know, there's always a way to spin this back to hip hop. That was the issue with how people viewed Drake and Kendrick. They didn't feel like Drake was bringing something back. I'm not looking at the statistics of what they paid for charities or whatever. I'm saying that's how people felt. Something was being taken. Something was coming back.
I heard that about Eminem.
I've heard that.
I've heard people refer to him as a vulture, which is crazy because his whole label, he only signed like one other white guy. The other white guy he signed could actually rap.
Right.
He's been contributing to this culture. Now, I'm not caping, but the facts are the facts. D12, Royce the 5'9", Slaughterhouse, Yellow Wolf, Griselda, 50 Cent.
Right.
All on Eminem's watch.
So it's very important that people know the facts, because there's going to be a million people talking online, and what I've realized is nothing that they say has to be factual, and apparently no one is holding these people to their word or whether it's even worth something anymore. Is what it is. Let's move to another topic, man. It's politics. Please. Let's talk religion. Hey, let's talk religion. I know. Who wants to go there? Anybody? Anybody? No?
Hey, listen, man.
No? Any Anunnakis in the building? No Anunnakis.
I'm blessed as fuck.
That's it.
I'm blessed
That's
as fuck.
it.
Yes,
Woke
I
up
am.
this morning,
Yes,
we
I am.
blessed.
God
We are
is
blessed.
We
great.
blessed.
We are blessed. Never forget that.
God
We
is
are
great.
blessed.
God is the greatest. Whatever you call him, God is great. I'm blessed.
You
If
call
you
him
don't
Yah.
believe, just know that my beliefs don't need you to believe in them.
Right.
That's
a
why
fact.
they're beliefs. I don't
That's
need
a
your I
fact.
don't need your cosign. If you
That's a
don't
fact.
believe, I don't need to know.
I tell people all the time, my relationship with God is my relationship with God.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I have a war room, and my war room in my house is my bathroom. That's my shower. I take a
Right.
shower
And
in the
it
morning.
doesn't
And
matter.
I say a prayer. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter how many chickens you kill. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't
As long
matter.
as you got belief in the Lord of your understanding.
You know what I'm
you'll be
saying?
fine.
You got to answer to them chickens.
That's it.
When you cross over, them chickens gonna be waiting for you.
You reminded me of
Don't be
something.
waiting.
You reminded me of something my father told me one time. He brought this dude some food out of 7-Eleven, and a lady got mad at him. Said he was like, you're gonna take that. He gonna take that money. You gave him food. He gave him like a little bit of cash. He said, you're gonna take that cash and go get drugs, right? He said, ma'am, what he does with that money is between him and God. She said, well, if you think he gonna go do drugs, why you give him the money? He said, that's between me and God. Never forgot that.
I thought your pops was gonna say what I used to say. Supporting the hustle. Supporting the hustle. I've been the guy waiting on that $10 before. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna spend that on Pampers. So if you waiting to spend it on Pampers, hey, I'm gonna give it to him. He gonna give it to you, and you gonna get some Pampers, and you're not gonna be waiting for me when I walk into my building. Cool. I'm with that. You know what I mean?
Sorry, no, my father didn't say that. My bad. Sorry.
I'm just saying.
We kind of went a different way. My bad.
What was the other hot topic that we was gonna bring up?
I'm interested in the Eminem thing, knocking Taylor Swift off.
Wait, what?
I'm interested in.
Wait. No. We're not knocking her off.
I was about to say, wow.
No.
I never did that. I was about to say, what?
We're talking on the charts.
Off the charts.
We're talking on the charts.
Okay.
Not off the sheets.
I thought that was going somewhere. I'm about to say,
That's about to be
Bust
crazy.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah,
man.
it's about to be real barbershop talking here. Real,
About to
real,
be a-
real barber shit going on.
You fellas
About to
really.
be some Jay-Z, Beyonce shit going on.
I was about to say, what the fuck? Tell me what's going on. Kelsey gonna be mad at the
off of her position on the chart. Shout out to Eminem.
Yeah, shout out to M. I love the new album. I know, you know, some niggas, he's looking at me funny. I just made the statement that not every hood nigga plays Eminem, and he kind of like kept moving the goalposts to make me look bad.
When you listen to it, how many flick it or click it? How many tracks are you clicking? Are you skipping?
As a body of work, I'm listening to the whole shit.
Yeah,
because that's what it is.
yeah. He made a body of work.
Okay.
If you skip past it, you miss. It's like you missed the chapter of the book.
There's some people that make projects.
Right.
Yo, hold on. There's some people that make projects, and it sounds like a compilation.
Right.
And there's some people who make a specific project that's like it's all wrapped together, and you have to enjoy the whole movie. You can't watch the beginning, you can't watch the middle and think that you got it. You got to listen to it from start to finish. And I feel like The Death of Slim Shady is one of those projects that you have to listen start to finish.
He always brings out great bodies of work. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he has a strategy to me with that shit. Like to me, he's not just going in there just rapping.
Right.
He's saying from beginning to end, this book has to be a novel that people are going to read from beginning to end and get something out of every record. It's never going to just be a throwaway with him because he got niggas like Royce around. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when you playing your records for Royce and niggas like that, they gonna tell you. Royce is going, nah, that ain't it, M. You know what I mean? But I ain't never heard M spit a verse that wasn't a that ain't it verse. Like, I'm being honest. The guy is top of the fucking line.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a method that all the greats have. And though people may, you know, you may be tarnished, you know, dragging his name through the mud right now, I think all of the Bad Boy albums that came out was a story from start to finish.
For sure.
Life After Death it's like a movie to me. It's like from start to finish. It's incredible.
That was the
You dig what I'm saying?
That was the soundtrack to some of our
To a lot of
bro.
yeah,
Like,
to a lot of people.
That and Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt was mine.
Again.
Right. But again, and I heard this from Clark Kent. Clark Kent being
Salute
the guy.
to Clark Kent.
Salute to Clark.
All day.
Being the guy who discovered Jay-Z, I feel like this jewel was passed like, yo, the greatest albums are a story from start to finish. It can't just be a track, one hot track, and then every other track kind of sounds like it. It's redundancy. You know what I mean? In the
Albums
streaming
like
era.
that take you back to where you were when they came out.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
remember my father taking me to get my prom clothes, playing Life After Death album. Right? And we riding around looking for things that I wanted, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this shit. And then I remember getting signed to Un explaining to me
how it was
these records.
What was this?
Like so Un and Big had a conversation where wow.
Not like us just
Right,
play it in the
right,
car.
right. But you're nobody till somebody kills you. One of my favorite
That's
records,
one of my
right?
favorite records
Un tells me he had this weird dream. And he wakes up and he calls Big and tells Big, yo, B, you nobody till somebody kill you. He said, Big, call him later on that night. Come to the studio. He walks in the studio and you're nobody till somebody kills you. And I'm like, God damn, how the fuck? And then he said, you know, Big didn't write these things. Like Big didn't write these things. He said the nigga was sitting there and he wouldn't leave the studio at all. He just would stay there. Don't change clothes. None of this should just lock in. Trash bag of bud. He's sitting there doing what he got to do and just bobbing his head, and he get up and just do these records. So it's like, it just takes, man, what do they call it? Nostalgia. This nostalgic feeling that we get from those types of records. We don't get that no more for real with these records no more, man. It's
not the way we used to.
We don't get it no more.
We used to enjoy them back in the day. Like now, we just don't enjoy shit. It's like, you know, they just one hit wonders. They fly by, and that's why I still fuck with the back in the day music.
What they enjoy about it is different than what we took away from it. We had the rewind factor. We had life experience. Again, like he said, some of this music was in the background at some of the most pivotal points of our lives.
Right.
The music wasn't made to be disposable
Right.
back then. That's the biggest difference. Whereas now I feel most music is being made with the agenda of getting the person who's making the music rich and nothing else. They're not really concerned about, like Spesh said, you got to know who your fan base is. I don't think they do that kind of research anymore. I don't think they worry about who hears it. I think it's too much. I need a song for the club. I need a song for the streets. I need a song for this. I need a song for that. But as opposed to making a body of work that sticks with you.
Right.
Well, when they took record label structure away, that's
Artist
when,
development.
Yeah, the music started to just become just a fly by night.
Whatever we get,
situation.
whatever
It's
we
just
get money, whatever we get a clip.
Whatever we're programmed to listen to, I believe, because it's like some of this stuff that I hear, not to knock nobody, it's just it's for now. It's not a thing that we gonna want to turn on 20 years from now.
Right.
And it's only certain artists that give us that texture of music nowadays.
I'm curious to see if God grants me the time. I would like to see what it's like when these kids are now in their 30s and 40s and you have to go back to the music of your childhood. I would love to see the reaction that they have, because I know my childhood was lit. The music, the music I
Golden
got
era is the
when I
best
came
era.
off the porch, the shit I got was from all corners. Tribe Called Quest, Nas. My older brother was listening to
G-Rap.
Kane, G-Rap, and Rakim, KRS-One. Like, I'm spoiled as shit, but my era was crap. Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
You know, when I came off the porch, that's what I had.
Hieroglyphics, all of, oh my God.
That's the era when you used to be able to lay in your bed and just turn the lights out and listen to the album and vision everything that's going on in the album. You just looking at a dark ceiling, but yeah, you
It's a
see a
movie.
picture.
Yeah.
You
Bro,
see it.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
You
see
know,
it.
I still get
Facts.
goosebumps
It's a sound.
Fucking movie,
when I
right?
hear She Keeps On Passing Me By.
Woo!
She keeps on
Woo!
passing me by.
My dear, I do not know you, but I know you. He
You
snapped.
just cold, bro.
He
That's all.
snapped.
Those goosebumps been there the whole fucking episode.
Shout out
nigga.
the Far Side, man. Like, it's different. It's different.
93 till infinity, shit like that.
This is
Reminisce.
how
P-Rock, Reminisce.
P-Rock and CL Smooth.
Bro, that record used to bring tears to my eyes,
Yeah,
bro.
Reminisce.
Listening to that record, like wanting to be like, y'all remember when we were young and we would watch Rap City?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you those records come on and then you watching it and you like, damn, like if you got that feeling today, so a lot of it probably help out with crime, bro.
Nas, it ain't
Good
hard
music,
to tell.
like,
Good music.
like we had shit to do.
Right.
Yo, even the memory of waiting for a certain song to come on, push the chorus.
Yes.
Song. That feel, you know what I'm saying?
Friday
Makes
night
something.
mixtapes.
Yeah,
Bro,
all
they're intros.
Monday night mixtape.
Y'all had Monday night, we had Friday night.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Friday, Saturday night. I remember my mom's got me a radio and she had the house stereo and I had my regular radio and I had a microphone plugged and I had the microphone in front of the speaker. You know what I'm saying? We go to the school that next morning, Monday, we go on to school. Who got the best mixtape? Oh, you cut yours right there? All right, cool. Yeah. I'm pick up right here. You know what I'm saying? And you just rewinding the same tape over and over again. I don't want to record over this one, so I gotta go steal my mom OJ's tape or her Whispers tape and put tape and put tape over the top or tissue over the top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You done fucked the OGs up, huh?
I was about to say, my mom would have
That'll
killed
get you
bro.
killed.
I caught a
You
bad
fucked
one
the
a couple
OGs
times.
up.
I caught a bad one a couple times, but it was worth it.
Aren't we products of the music we had in our childhood, of the circumstances and the things that we were entertained by in our childhood? We're all products of that. Wu-Tang made you want to be smart. KRS-One made you want to be a vegetarian if you was checking for him like that. Like we nobody in this era that we're talking about, nobody wanted to be the dumb person in the room.
Right.
You didn't want to be stupid. Stupidity wasn't something to glorify and be happy about. Now, it's more about feelings than what you learn and what you think. So the kids I see want to vibe. They want to catch a vibe. It's not really about learning something. I actually had one of my little dudes tell me, I don't like my rap with a lot of words in it.
What the fuck you want to listen to?
He said that right to my, I just looked at him. I was like, say that again. I don't like, all these fucking words. I was like, what you've just told me
That's sad.
is that you are allergic to thinking.
That's sad, bro.
You have an aversion to thinking.
That's sad.
A lot of them be high.
But you gotta.
And what do you do when you high? You don't think.
Right.
You feel.
That's right.
Am I wrong? Because if you don't think, people get high to turn it off.
How do you know, Mac?
I
don't get high.
I watch them.
You don't get high.
You ever tried to have a conversation with somebody who's high? You know that motherfucker's not thinking.
Yo, this
Try and talk to him. Try and talk to him. Yo, bro, where we going after this?
That's a lot.
You know what? I don't know what they get high on. But I say all this to say I don't like bagging on the kids for what they're doing now. But I do believe that where we are now musically, where we are artistically, the things that we appreciate versus the things we throw away, I don't think it's haphazard. I don't think it's random. I don't think it's an accident. I think it's intentional. And I think when we start looking at it as something that's intentionally being done to this music, to this culture specifically, to our culture, this is our shit, but we don't control it. And when we look at what's being done, implemented, what's being given to us, not the stuff that we like necessarily, but just what's available. When we look at it that way and you start seeing what's being given to you,
Right.
you'll feel a different way about it. I can never look at music through the eyes of a father with daughters. You dig? But when I hear him talk, he's not lying. He's not wrong. I got nieces and little sisters. I wouldn't want my little sisters is grown, but my nieces to think. I don't think about it till he says it.
Right.
Yo, if that shit is playing in the car, my daughter's in the car. I'm like, fuck, I did not think about it. Yeah, some real shit.
Yeah. I can't even play some of my shit around my daughters.
Yeah,
My daughter told me this weekend, Dad, that's inappropriate.
Shit.
I said, you know what? You're right. Let me just turn this off. It's real shit. I think the music that you listen to, and this is a life lesson that I learned when I decided to change my path, when I decided to stop operating at a low vibration. When I woke up in the morning, I had to stop grabbing my phone. I had to control my thoughts. I had to play things that I wanted to think like. All those motivational speeches you see on YouTube, I probably listen to every one of them. In the morning, set my day off, get my mind right. Certain music, when my daughter's in the crib and they got to get up early in the morning, I'll play keep on moving, don't stop now.
Fire.
Keep on moving.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Motivational.
Right.
Motivational. I listen to in the morning, I'm blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. I'm back in the day, I wanted to hear some Tupac.
It has an effect on your mood. And we got to acknowledge that. And so with that type of thinking and knowing that.
You sound just like that.
I'm saying, that's
No,
my
but real
shit,
shit.
though.
I not even.
So with that type of thinking, seeing how it altered my day, which in turn altered my week, which in turn altered my month, my year, and to see where it went, the success of this show, the success of the things that I put my hands to. We gotta start realizing that some of the stuff that we listening to, be careful what you put in your head because you might not be able to get it out later. That's a fact. Careful.
Don't brainwash yourself.
Don't brainwash yourself.
Bro, you wouldn't eat poison if I told you that's what it was?
No.
What are you feeding your brain?
Right. I mean, at one point we got to break the cycle as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Because
So with that, go stream Going Away by MATHHOFFA. It's out right now. It's on all streaming platforms. You know, it's an inspirational record. It's going to help you get through tough times and all that stuff. Go stream that. Go stream it. It's going to help.
for sure.
Any other topics we want to touch?
You see, we all looking over here because he was no, you had something that you was talking about.
It was back to Eminem. Something having to do with Eminem. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Oh, the whole conversation about nobody in the hood plays Eminem in their car.
Mm-hmm.
Let me extend the knowledge.
I'm not saying nobody in the hood.
No, I know you're not.
Right.
I know you're not. That's the narrative. But let me just extend an olive branch. I was thinking about that over the. You know what the difference is? I'm not a hood nigga.
Right.
I'm not a street dude.
I know.
Right? We all know this.
Yes.
I am a hip hop head.
It's a hip hop head.
I am unabashedly, unashamedly a hip hop head. If you were a street dude and a hip hop head, you listen to Eminem.
Right.
Right? Hip hop heads.
There you have me.
Listen, right. Hip hop heads.
Here I am.
If you're a college kid.
He said street nigga. I said.
If you're a corporate. Chill. Chill with
Not
the
that type of street
He said
nigga.
street nigga. I said.
Not that type of street nigga.
She's not watching, bro. She's not watching. She's not watching. She ain't even got to tell me.
I miss her, dog.
I'm done.
Right, you done.
I don't want to follow that.
That's it. Yo, we out. Love to everybody. Stay blessed.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.